lost his one.
Send up to the fridge. Talking about my balls.
It just never dropped.
They're about much
still up there.
Danny, what's up with you?
Jesus, Danny.
What's up?
Is this a new thing? Oh, child. Oh, child.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, child.
Things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child.
Anyway, where is the
right.
Where did he leave? I think Randy ran him away.
Oh, Mixed, so see Mixed?
The bot is coming.
If Mixed was my son, I swear to God, I would drown him in the bathtub. I would drown him in the
You
bathtub.
have no idea, or maybe you do, how hot his wife is. She's like ridiculously hot.
El Normal. What, Leviticus chapter 20, verse 10?
What about it?
Thou shalt not covet neighbor's
I
wife.
don't covet. Believe me.
It sounds like it. It sounds, yeah.
Sounds like you want to covet her hard.
Sounds like
Can't I be complimentary?
No,
No.
his wife is hot. Look at that. He wants to clap Mixed's wife's ass.
That's not true at all. I'm very
Did you
talented.
meet
there's anything
her in
wrong with it.
person? Did you meet her in real life?
Yes,
I have only seen her on TV.
many times.
She is out of his league. I will give you that.
Many times.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, we
Meyer, come on stage. I cannot invite you anymore.
Do you think that's why he's house bitch? That's because she's out of his league?
You know what makes her extra hot called normal is all that controlling and wearing the pants in the relationship thing.
Well,
What? You find that hot? Yes, I didn't know that
No,
you like
that's what they
He means
like.
the opposite. He means the opposite.
I need a nice Jewish man so I could boss him around. Because the Greeks not let
You already have a nice Jewish man. No, you have a nice Catholic man.
He's
Greek
Orthodox.
Orthodox. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he's a Greek Orthodox.
Well, did you see, Randy? One of your people did marry a Jew.
He's not really Orthodox.
He's unorthodox.
He is.
But you don't marry anyone who's not Orthodox. I would not marry anyone.
Then I'm not really Jewish, too.
Was it an interfaith marriage or the Orthodox Church refused to marry you guys?
We're not. I don't know the exact details. I know they're not supposed to let us. Now, if they let us, they're not supposed to let us.
They're not supposed to let you. That's why I'm saying I don't think Danny got married at the Orthodox Church.
No, of course not. They're not.
I'm not married, I guess.
There you go. He's not Orthodox.
Do you guys have pre-Canaan?
Even if they let me, I wouldn't do it because they're not supposed to let me. If they let me, that means something's up there.
That's like Woody.
Randy's
Groucho Marx joke that Woody Allen repeated.
Yes, you're
Danny.
correct. Thank you.
Randy's girlfriend is an atheist.
Yeah. No.
So he doesn't.
There's no such thing as an atheist.
She's not an atheist.
Yeah.
Neither is El Normo.
I disagree.
No, she's not.
Yeah, there's people that believe so strongly.
No, Norm, you're supposed to say I don't believe in that.
I don't
I
believe in
believe in it,
correct.
but they believe so strongly that there is no God, that they believe in something. You know? There was a time I said I was agnostic because I believed in God.
You could troll an agnostic or an atheist by literally telling them, prove to me that you're an atheist. And then you literally use the same exact logic to say, hey, you didn't really prove shit.
Yeah, that's funny. But it does get them pretty upset when I say I don't believe in atheism. It's a very weak religion. I call it a very weak religion. A thing?
No, because whenever people don't believe in a God in the history, at the same time, atheism just correlates with socialism. When you have socialism, you have atheism. When socialism is no more, atheism is no more.
Socialism is just a bad religion.
Like Evan thinks the state can do all these things that God can do.
No, but
and also, in order to not believe in something, you need to first acknowledge it, and then
That's
don't believe
exactly
in it.
That is exactly it. What is it exactly that you don't believe in?
The thing that you can't identify.
Oh, but
that's what they would say.
But you identified it. Otherwise, how can you not believe in it?
It's actually anti-Jewish to identify it, isn't it? You can't even say his name.
That's not identifying him.
Of course.
Or them.
That's what Plato says is that first. You gotta identify first.
It's just that we don't name it in an inappropriate circumstance. We pray to God and we use His name.
Are we not
Well,
supposed to
what are those-
understand it
Okay.
completely?
Norm, go ahead and tell me one of the secret names. Go ahead.
Like
No.
Lord.
No. The secret names. The ones that you're not supposed to
If it's
share.
secret, he will not tell
We
you,
don't
right?
have something that we don't share. We just don't use it in vain.
No, actually, well, let's be more precise about that, actually. We don't know.
You don't know what?
He cut out.
Are we
Caleb, you
talking
need to
Yud
make
Hey
it.
Vav Ke?
Are
He
you
was
allowed
about
to
to
say
say-
that?
Caleb was about to say the secret name, and someone
he
Jewish
allowed to
must
say
say
that?
We cut out.
My internet cut out. Maybe you didn't hear
They
that.
got
That's
him
all
exactly
right.
what the other Jews
That
did.
was divine intervention. That's why. It was divine intervention.
No, he's an atheist, and the internet is his god.
Sorry, my power just got turned off. I got the guy working here, so the internet cut out. Yeah, it's just we don't know how to pronounce that. We've lost. We've lost the tradition of how to pronounce the four-letter name of God. It was held. Pardon me?
I had it on a post-it note, but now I can't find it.
Well, Yahweh has no vowels, right? But or
Yahweh,
whatever.
yeah, it
There's
has
no
an A
vowels
and
in the
an
Torah,
E.
Diego.
There's no vowels, right?
There is a tradition. There is a tradition in the Masoretic text of how to put the vowels on it, but those vowels translation of the replacement word, not right. We punctuate Yud Hey Vav Hey as Adonai. Right? Those are the vowels we put under those letters because we don't know the way that the high priest used to pronounce it in the temple on Yom Kippur. We just don't. We've lost that tradition.
There you go.
How did we lose it? What happened?
We had a destruction of the temple and no more high priests.
They wrote it on a post-it note, and the name is.
Well, where's Mixad? Bring in Mixad.
Where are the
He doesn't know how to.
Levites?
He doesn't know how to say it either.
Don't we need some Levites?
Maybe, but they don't know how to say it either. It's long gone.
I know how to say it, but I'm not going to share that with you.
Thank you.
Randy, you consider yourself a high priest?
Pay me, bitch, pay me. Do I consider myself a high priest? Yes, I am.
Amazing.
A priest.
Do we call that a Pharisee?
No, the Pharisee is not a priest.
They were decidedly not
Say
priests.
fallacy?
Oh, did you say Pharisee or fallacy?
No, I said, is that how Chinese people say fallacy?
That is actually how they say it. Which one is it, Diego?
I just think that Matt
Pharisee.
he has to come back.
No, that's not a Pharisees are not priests.
Okay. So what do you call the high priest as opposed to a rabbi?
High priest.
Kohen Gadol?
There you go.
I wouldn't call him Gadol.
He was Gadol because he was the boss.
So what were the Pharisees then?
The Pharisees are the proto-rabbis. They're called Pharisees. In Hebrew, they're called prushim, which means interpreters. So they had a particular interpretation of the law that other groups like Sadducees and Essenes and Samaritans and Karaites didn't have. So that's what they were called that, because of their interpretive method.
So were they like rabbis wannabe?
They were sort of before the institution of rabbis, but yeah, they are rabbis. It's acceptable to think of them as like the earliest rabbis. Yeah,
But never officially.
it's different. Like they didn't call them that, right? That only in the later texts do we call people Rav and Rabbi. They are the Pharisees, right? The Pharisees have teachers. They call them rabbis sometimes, right? But like when you get to the Mishnah, the people in the Mishnah are called rabbi.
Okay. And you call them Pharisees as well.
I would only call them Pharisees when I was talking like about a particular historical period, and I wanted to like identify like a different political group or a sect.
Why did you laugh there, Diego?
No, just they don't consider themselves a sect. But this all happened after Jesus.
They're not a
It's
sect.
interesting.
No, dude, there's Pharisees at Jesus' time.
You're talking about, but those were the
No.
church, as he said. No, what Caleb said is correct.
No, I'm saying that the rabbis don't come up with until after Jesus shakes that whole foundations.
Yeah,
Am I wrong about that, Randy?
Yeah, because they were left with nothing but that. You can't have there's no temple.
Boom!
Hmm.
And they'll never build it again.
We're not supposed to.
Not with that attitude.
No, I mean they could do it, but they don't do it.
They're
No,
not
they don't even have to. They don't even have to do it in Israel. They could just do it anywhere. They could do it in the United States.
They believe it will show up out of
In
nowhere.
Rome?
That is
Maybe they should
classically
build it
Jewish.
in
It'll show
Gaza.
up out of nowhere. That's classically Jewish.
Maybe they should build it in Gaza.
Just like Facebook arrived from Mark Zuckerberg, that type of thing, right?
It has to be in the city of David.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
You're right about that, Randy. Come on, Randy.
It has to be in the city of King David. Yeah, it does. What are you talking about?
It can be anywhere. It's a spiritual situation.
No,
Diego, get your
Jewish-
Catholicism out of this.
Maybe you're right.
From their Jewish paradigm, it has to be like the rabbinical paradigm, not Jewish.
All right.
I believe rabbis are like diametrically opposed to Judaism, but from the rabbinical stance, it has to be.
Okay. I'll accept it.
But it doesn't matter if you guys accept it or not. I still think you're wasting punching numbers while you guys. I listen to you, but yeah, you guys are wasting.
I'll allow it.
It doesn't matter if you allow it or not.
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm looking at Next Era Energy stock. I mean, it looks like a good buy. So that's what I care about. I don't give to
Oh,
them.
wow. So Fish convinced you to
No,
look at
that
this
doesn't-
thing.
It has nothing to do with what Fish mentioned. This is an energy stock. Utilities. It's like your renewable and stuff. It's a growth stock that wants to be a dividend king, which is interesting. It's actually a good stock if you look at their finances. That's what I care about. I couldn't care less if Diego understands what the Pharisees are, or if Caleb wants gay marriage, or if this guy. I don't care.
Caleb wants gay marriage.
Yesterday, I was told that. Well, I saw him before defending gays like Daniel. But he said like gay is okay in Torah, which is something that's beyond me.
You have mentioned Daniel 4 times today in this room.
Yeah.
What's the deal here?
Whenever you guys,
Yeah, explain yourself.
Daniel's taken, Randy.
when you ask,
Yeah, Randy.
when you ask a question and don't want to listen to the answer, I call it the Daniel syndrome. So when you guys just interrupt everybody and like just conversation, that's why I'm telling you, bring in Daniel.
Bring
Because
in the whole Blue Man Group.
what a waste of time. Total waste of time. You've heard it been told to you, you shall not waste your seed. But that's literally what you do on this app every damn day.
Isn't it funny how the most annoying thing for Randy is that he gets interrupted when that is what he does every time he
That's not the issue. The issue is the lack of a conversation. I don't mind being interrupted if Diego wants to say something. But if that's why I troll Isabel. I already told you that. It's because I can't take you guys seriously. There's no discussion, motherfucker. There's no other way. There's nothing. There's no education. There's only entertainment.
He's right about that. He's right about that. That's what I came to the conclusion of. There's no real discussion.
Yeah,
Do you remember the day that Randy and Rambleson were going at each other? And how they were complaining about each other not letting each other talk?
That's not what happened.
It's just, yeah, it's like,
That's not
it
what
was
happened.
crazy.
That's not what happened at all.
Did for over 30 minutes. Oh, sorry, Meyer. Go.
So, Randy, let's discuss inside trading and if it should be legal or not.
Of course, it should be illegal.
Ooh.
That's not a conversation if you just end with, of course. Make your case.
We can have a conversation. Well, I think it's. I mean, I know you agree with me, so I'm not sure how we're gonna have a conversation. It's gonna be a boring conversation.
It's still a conversation.
You agree with each other?
I mean, I can have that. I would rather have something we disagree on. Oh, fine. Okay, I think it should be illegal because it's rigged and it's unfair, and like I'm busting these nuts trying to make a living when some bitch like Nancy Pelosi shows up through Paul Pelosi. She buys shit right before she pushes legislation that bumps it. I think it's very easy to see why that's unfair.
That's true.
That's risky.
Yeah, but what do I get unfair? What do you mean by unfair?
It's inside trading because she knows the movement.
It's risk-free.
She knows how she is influencing the markets.
Yeah, but why? But let's go a little deeper. Why is that a problem? You're just jealous,
Go ahead,
so you're saying
defend
you're
it,
rich
man. Just get to the point.
Defend what? What am I
Defend
defending?
Nancy
Are you going to
Pelosi's.
defend inside trading, Maya?
I'm just telling you.
No, I'm gonna force him to make the argument completely.
Well, I'm giving it. I'm saying it's risk-free revenue.
But what's the unfair part? Means it hurts the market, or she can get rich and you can't.
No, it's simply
No, it's that she's playing with information.
Okay, but again, go a level deeper. Why is that a problem?
Do you know the nigger shows model?
Do I know that?
The nigger shows model. It's a pricing model. Efficient markets don't allow quote unquote free money or like risk-free revenue.
Well, they don't allow arbitrage. No risk-free, yeah.
Exactly. So no arbitrage condition. You can find it in a financial model called the nigger shows model. And like
Can you post that? What is that?
Well, wait a second, Randy. It's not risk-free. I mean, she has to convince other people to vote on the legislation with her.
wow. Okay, but she already knows. Like she already knows who's gonna vote for what. I mean, these guys talk, dude.
Do you have apps that track them? Like there's apps that can track their trade.
I'll write it in the chat for you. 1 second.
No, people track the trades of these people and copy them, trying to make money that way.
That's a smart way. I mean,
Yeah, but that came after they realized that she was doing inside trading.
Let's put it in the. She's not even. She's number 5, and there's like 4 Republicans that make much more than she does inside trading.
She's not doing inside trading, or else they'd be litigated, right?
No, she is. She is doing it, but
they are litigated. They're having convicted.
The Black Scholes model, not the.
Are they being prosecuted?
No.
No, I investigated. I don't think that's taken together. Yeah.
No, not the guys.
The chat. You should Google it. It's in the chat.
16 people. Wow, hit that subscribe button.
But anyways, the same goes for the capital asset pricing model. Same goes for the reverse pricing. Blah 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 blah. There's the no arbitrage condition. You do not get to have risk-free fucking revenue, and that is what you do with insider trading. It's gay. It's horrible. And like the fact that you get to do it and I don't, like that's just a rigged market. It's not efficient.
I don't think that's the best argument against it. I'm being serious. The best argument against it is that it hurts the efficiency of the market, and it makes. Oh, okay. No, the way you're framing it, it sounds like you're jealous.
Of course I'm jealous.
Okay, but that's not a good argument. Jealousy is not a good argument.
It is a good. My argument is.
Jews have been doing it for years.
My argument isn't that. My argument is that when I don't get to benefit from it.
Yeah, that's not a good argument.
Of course it is.
No, it's not. It's not a good argument to say you shouldn't be able to rob a bank because I want to rob the bank. That's not a good argument.
Literally.
The standard of morality is my life. The standard of morality is my life.
That's exactly how you justify the creation of Israel.
Stop quoting Simon.
Hey, Diego, you're not following the conversation. Just stay on the
why do you get to have a country when I don't have a country? I want a country too.
My life is standard.
I want a tax.
You have a country.
That's not even close to truth, but it's okay.
I want to blow up little 4 third worlders.
Would you not do the same? Like if I was in Nancy Pelosi's shoes, I would rob you fucking idiot blind. I would rob you blind in ways you can't even imagine. I would do it.
We know you would. Yeah. That's why we're happy to have you as a poor college student.
So you bet. Correct. I'm just like you. The only difference between you and I is that I'm more honest.
Is the hair. The black curly hair.
So are you telling me
the quantity of it?
Okay, I'm gonna end this live stream. Everybody have a good Friday.
Are you telling me you wouldn't rob the entire nation through Paul, your husband?
That's an Andy Warhol over there. This is an Andy Warhol.
If I was Nancy Pelosi, I would have my friend come over and do on that.
These are some really framed posters. This is an Andy Warhol water. He's in Norval Morris.
I'm just saying, you all know that you will drop shit blind. So I think everyone who talks about Nancy Pelosi is jealous, essentially. Which I'm one of them. I mean, I wish I could have access to that corruption. I want accessible corruption, like Mexico.
Who put Susan Sontag up there? What a cunt.
Well, that's annoying.
What?
Funny enough, I call him a glitterist.
Who is Susan Sontag?
A wretched bitch.
A what?
A feminist, just a very far left, obnoxious, shitty person.
I love far left feminists. They're the reason why there's so many emasculated men out there. And if there's not many emasculated men, then how do we get to cuck you motherfuckers? How do we get to do that? Pepe, have you ever heard, do you know anything about cuckoldry in the United States?
Yeah, there's like hot wives, and we even have cuck queens that like.
Have you ever cocked anyone, Pepe?
So I'm just saying, like, if you don't have
kind of, sort of. It wasn't consensual, but you know, for either party involved.
But
Randy says he has cocked people.
Of course I have. I'm telling you that if there's no feminists, how can we get the emasculated men so that then we may cuck them?
Well, this woman emasculated me and her husband. She raped me in front of her husband.
Oh, child.
Oh my god.
Oh, child. Bring a little Haiti. We need those Haiti.
Well, Randy cocked Andrew Meyer, right?
I am gonna cook Andrew Meyer. It's in November, hopefully. But my plans changed now. I can't.
You've been delaying this for a long time now.
Yeah, I had things going on. I will go hopefully in November, but it's gonna be in Florida, not in Arizona. I'm going to Michigan and then Florida.
When are you coming to Florida, Randy?
Me in Michigan.
Oh, Alex.
Okay, so.
Why do you dox him?
Oh, I don't know. I have always called him for his name. I don't know. It's not.
I think I was Alex when we first met.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't do it on purpose. It just goes out like that.
Isabel, can you change the title to what I wanted it to be yesterday?
No.
Why not?
Because we're not gonna have a room in honor of Rico.
It will be so funny. It will be so funny.
What, me running a room of Rico? That's retarded.
But it's not about Rico, it's just the title.
Did Rico make you sit in the cuck chair? Is that why it didn't work, Issa?
No, I would never. I mean, it would be the other way around. He would be sitting in the cuck chair.
It's so funny when you say cuck chair. It's just your accent. I don't know why.
She basically was the dominant figure, and she hated being the dominant one.
Exactly.
What was the title that you're at?
That's actually a good summary.
Rico practicing cash flow additivity principle.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's
Put it, Randy, so that Meyer can see it.
Rico.
It's that, Randy. What was the title?
Practicing.
He's gonna put it.
Okay.
But yeah, basically that's how the relationship summarizes my relationship with Rico.
No.
I was the dominant one. And I hated to be the dominant one.
No, child. She hates being the dominant one. However, she makes sure to take out her wallet when it comes to paying for the bill.
No, we already agreed on this.
I was there for that story.
I already.
Being dominant, but she makes sure she leaves no option.
No, but I already explained that, and I thought we already settled that. You understood.
Amazing.
So there's no point in bringing it over and over again like you went for a lobotomy after we agreed on something.
No, in the end we agreed, yes. Well, we like to be for the beginning of things, Isabel. That's why we call it the beginning.
No, because then it's just like the conversation never happened.
Okay, go Genesis, and let's start with Deuteronomy.
No, I want to start with the New Testament, not with Genesis.
Okay, well, I think you should.
Jesus Christ, we have to talk about the Bible again.
you weren't supposed to
Especially
make
when
it
you
that
start.
no.
Why not?
Because he said no.
No, she.
It doesn't matter. I mean, like Rico cannot see it either way because he's
But
blind.
you're the one who told me to do it.
Oh, because Meyer wanted to see it, and Sahi also wanted to see it.
Yeah, I think that's a very nice.
Pepe, especially when you start that claim with Jesus Christ.
I know.
Which claim did I start with?
Jesus Christ, do we have to talk about religion and the Bible again?
I mean, we should.
We're talking about cash flow additivity. This is called the time value of money.
I'm behind. I want to finish Leviticus today.
Well, you should start with Deuteronomy, according to Isabel.
Maybe I should start with Malachi. Why don't I start Deuteronomy?
Oh no, I like Samaritans.
I think Meyer should start with Matthew.
Well, that will be the big. The start is an end, and the end is a start, Isabel. You just have to know that. It's the yin and yang, motherfucker, and everything. Every blessing is a curse. For example,
how do you say yin and yang and not alpha and omega? You're such a horrible Christian.
Alpha and omega is beginning and end. I'm talking about. No,
It's not the same thing.
What you just said?
No.
He's saying that the alpha and omega is the yin and yang.
The alpha is the omega for something. The omega is the alpha for something else.
And yin is the yang, and yang is the yin.
Every curse is a blessing, motherfucker. That's what I'm saying.
Is that the blessing a curse?
And some blessing is a curse.
A blessing is a curse. Yes, it is. A blessing is a curse.
But it's not a blessing.
It is, but that's what I'm talking
It is a blessing.
A curse is not a curse. Let me tell you this.
Tell me.
You have been cursed by being blind. But now that you are blind, you didn't sin by watching porn like Sahih does. Your curse became a blessing. You've been, for example, you've been blessed with money. Now that blessing is a curse because what did you do with that money? Did you feed the hungry? No, you didn't. You just ate more and became fat, like comedy right here.
No, but that's
exactly.
Fatter porn in
you.
the
That
US.
doesn't mean it was that you were given a blessing and you didn't utilize that.
What I'm saying is
Doesn't make it a curse.
the blessing and the curse is what you make out of everything.
Money is not a blessing. or a
That's right.
curse. It's an opportunity.
Exactly. So you are the one.
Basically what he said.
You're the one.
Basically, you just have a condition. You decide whether it is a blessing or if it's a curse.
Correct. So there's nothing called I've received the blessing, I've received the curse. You've received both, and you decide which one you choose. Now you all choose to be.
Is that how you interpret Deuteronomy? I place before you blessing and curse. Choose.
No, that's not how I was thinking about it, but I would suppose the Torah agrees with me. It always does, man.
Let me find that.
The Torah always agrees with Rabbi.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. You know it.
Wait, now you're making me find that.
I don't know where it is.
I know where it is. I just have to look for a minute. Give me a minute. Right.
Think about it this way. Remember the prophet Samuel when he told the...
Okay, Deuteronomy 11:26.
Well, let's 1 second. Deuteronomy what?
11:26.
11:26.
11:20. No, we don't do the NIV. That's the low intellect version. Let's just go to... There we go. Behold, I set before you today a blessing and a curse. Oh, mashallah, alhamdulillah, exactly. The blessing, if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you today, and the curse, if you do not obey them. Exactly. See, I told you the Torah always agrees with Rabbi. It's just like, it is what it is, you know. No, that is true, yes. So what did God give you? He didn't give you a blessing or a curse. You are the one who takes his blessing or takes his curse. He gave you both. That's right. But what do I give you guys? I give you nothing. We can look at AT&T. That shit has... AT&T did an amazing job over the past year. Shit. CFA?
No.
How much are you willing to bet on it?
I don't know. I don't want to bet on Rico.
Okay, how much
I have a better question. Do you think he'll sit for the CFA?
I think he will show up. I think he will show. You think he will?
Yeah, I don't think so.
How
I
much?
already bet on him once and I lost, so I'm not gonna bet on him again.
Will show up to the exam. Would you?
I cannot bet on him again.
Yes, you.
I
Okay.
already lost 2 years of my life, almost 2 years.
So then bet against him and make $50.
He's not that Mitski song, okay? I bet on losing dogs. No, leave her be.
But just turn him into something profitable.
Oh yeah, I already turned him into something profitable the moment I dumped him.
No, you didn't. You didn't even like. You're not even accepting this bet. Like I'm telling you, make it actually financially profitable.
No, I don't want him in my life. I don't want to know anything about him. I don't even want him in my life in the form of a bet. Like, he's dead to me. He's dead to me.
Who's that to me? Cool son.
Yeah. I rumble sonned him.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
He's dead to me.
Is that to me? I don't know. I think you guys are hypersensitive. I mean, I'm
Like
giving
Norm?
you an opportunity to get $50. That's the future value. You can. That's much less now. So it's like.
I mean, I make $50 in 5 minutes. I'm not going to.
Yeah, but you can. But you never make $50 out of Rico. Now you have the opportunity to do so. See, again, every blessing is a curse. You get the opportunity to choose a blessing that has turned him into something financially profitable.
It feels like you're trying to turn a curse into a blessing.
Correct.
Exactly.
Like the Great People of Texas. That's what they did with the Alamo. They turned the curse into a blessing.
Oh, where did Meyer go? Jesus.
He goes wherever the Lord takes him.
I like Meyer so much. Ping and Daniel.
I'm fine with him. He's a Jew, though. That's the problem. Dan,
Meyer?
I'm not fine with Dan. No, I think the guy is super retarded and boring and gay. I'm down.
You're also a little bit gay.
No.
He is kind of boring, to be honest.
You're not gay. You're a fight.
Like addicted to fucking politics and cringe like ways. It's just so cringe. And he says that Torah is okay with gays. Like, imagine that.
He never said that. He's a Jewish atheist.
Yeah.
There are so many Christians
That's
who
it.
don't believe these things.
They're not Christian if they don't.
And that's fine. It doesn't mean he's right. But so what? Why would you care? Aren't you an anarchist?
Yes, I am.
You should allow people to do whatever the hell they want.
Who said that? But did I stop him?
No, but you're criticizing him every day.
Oh, but how am I stopping him? I have the right to criticize them. You should let people do whatever they want. Why can't they?
Yeah, but you're obsessed with him.
I like to troll him. I don't respect him. With that.
You don't have to.
Shit. Wasting everybody's time on Cock House.
That's right. Your conversation today with Fish was interesting, but I do prefer your conversations when you talk about religion.
Yeah, but it doesn't make me money.
Well, neither did your conversation with Fish today make you. The automation of the shorting of the...
Yeah, shorting all the agents, including MSTR and longing Bitcoin. And delta hedging it. That's why I need the automation to delta hedge.
So you should go more to the Bitcoin rooms. Oh, hi, Summer.
Hello. Is this, don't go to the Bitcoin rooms, Rabbi. You just jibber jabber. Yeah, so a lot of faggots in there. So, Rabbi, do you think that MSTR is like a buy the dip? I'm thinking it is.
MSTR is very volatile. I mean, if you think Bitcoin is going to go up, you buy MSTR. But my idea is that I want to find a position where there's a risk-free return. and I think it will be regulated once. So let me tell you this: if you short MSTR and you long Bitcoin and you delta hedge it, there's no way for you to lose. Like if the price goes up or if the price of Bitcoin goes down, you're not gonna lose. But if the company itself, MSTR, goes bankrupt, then you make a shit ton of money. So then basically I have nothing to lose, but I have everything to win in case of bankruptcy. Now there's a lot of companies MSTR does, and they're new apparently, given a higher chance of going bankrupt. And many of them are going to go bankrupt, and hence they do this as a last resort. And so if you do this with all of them, you're going to end up making money. And after they go bankrupt, that's when the regulation will kick in. So I'm going to take advantage of it before the regulations kick in. That's all it is. So if I can Python it.
Does the regulation have something to do with the amount of assets that they have to have before they can leverage on those assets? Is that something?
Probably that's how I see it. I see it going in a way where you're not allowed to do these things and give these options or like the convertibles and whatever and all that MSTR stuff. You're not allowed to do that unless you can somehow show that you have a very strong balance sheet and you won't go bankrupt. I do see things going that way. So, but I'm pretty sure some of them will go bankrupt. That's the thing. So imagine how much money you can make off of a company that you're working and it goes bankrupt. I mean, it doesn't matter the price of Bitcoin if it goes up and down. You're not, your position isn't really losing much. It's not changing. It's delta hedged. That's right, but you're gonna have to monitor it every day and make changes every day, and that's why I want to automate it so that I don't have to do shit. It's just my computer does everything for me.
Shorting MSTR, longing Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And what is the delta? Is there another component to this? Is there an options contract or something?
There is options, but the only other thing is delta hedging. So you just change depending on the changes between the price of Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. You manipulate your Bitcoin position such that nothing changes. So if you do that, then you're not going to lose. You're not going to win. But if the company goes bankrupt, then you will make a lot of money, and that's when you end your position. That'll be golden. Now, if it's multiple companies, then if one goes bankrupt, you made a shit ton of money and you end if you can, it depends on how I code it. I didn't start that yet. I'm probably going to have it towards the end of this year. Probably I'm going to have it. So let's see how it goes.
I'm really thinking this might be like a buy the dip type of opportunity.
Right now?
MSTR, yeah.
I'm not so sure about that. Let's see how it goes. I mean, if you look at the 1 year chart of Bitcoin, you can see that it's testing. Depends on whether it breaks it or not. If it doesn't break it, you're right. If it does break, odds are you're right. But if it breaks it, then odds are you're wrong. I think things will go down a little bit, and then they will go up. Have yields, treasury yields, and I think Trump wants to. He has to destroy the market. He has to destroy the stock market. Otherwise, how do you move people to the bond market? And people aren't doing it. And you're gonna have high yields, and people will still not go to the bond market. So, how do you do that? So I do think Trump will end up in a position where he has to try to crash the market. That includes MSTR. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to buy or sell anything, actually. I'm just going to watch.
Yeah, how fast do you think we're gonna see dollar depreciation? I think it's gonna. Well, yeah. Let me hear your thoughts first.
It could go many things, man. I don't think the dollar is gonna depreciate. I think it's gonna appreciate.
It already is. That's the reason Bitcoin's up.
Yeah, but that's the trick, is you want the dollar to appreciate, but everything in moderation, man. I mean, you need the sweet spot where the dollar is appreciating, but not really killing the market. At the same time, you want the bond market to do well without killing the stock market. How do you do that? Again, like, the easiest way is to kill the stock market. That is the easiest way, but everyone's gonna go crazy if that happens. Myself included, shit. And I have bonds, man, but they are the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, the worst investment that I made is a fucking bond. So.
How long till maturity?
I did buy a bond like that. I bought an ETF because I want the interest rates were very low. So, because you see, the government was printing a shit ton of money, and they were issuing very long-term. They even created longer-term bonds in Canada, like 50-year bonds. So then, when I saw that, I knew that interest rates are going to skyrocket. So buy the fucking, like, do you buy them or do you buy the bonds or not? Like, some people did, and they got fucked. They really got fucked, because now, why would I buy your bond? You bought it at a very low interest rate. Now the interest rate is super high. I would rather buy that bond. So your bond went to nothing, and that's how fucking Silicon Valley got destroyed. So I didn't buy it back then because I knew this. I was doing research on it. But then after, when the interest rates were very high, I bought bonds. Yet it still sucks. Till today, I'm losing money on it. Even when the interest rates are going lower and lower, you know. Yeah, I'm not a fan of bonds. I can tell you that.
I think gold is setting up for 4,000.
Gold is going wild, yeah. Gold is a good way for you to go, for sure.
Probably, like, shit. Honestly, like, they if he wants to bring back incentivized manufacturing.
You don't want it to appreciate too much also, right? But the thing is, it will appreciate. Because, like, he wants to bring back manufacturing to the US. If manufacturing goes back to the US, that means the world will have to buy American products. If they buy American products, they have to buy them with the American dollar, which means then what? That means we're going to have to convert our currencies into American. That's more demand for the American dollar. So the American dollar goes up, it appreciates. So then it will reach now it's going to take a long time. It's going to take, like, what, 6 years for manufacturing to come back? But, like, if it does, then yeah, I mean, you don't want it to appreciate too much. Then no one can afford your products anymore.
But what would be the incentive for it to appreciate? And, like, how would it appreciate? Because if they're going to keep servicing the debt, it's not in America's interest to appreciate the dollar.
Exactly. So that's why it's like, you need the sweet spot. You don't want it to appreciate too much. You don't want it to depreciate too much. So what is that sweet spot? Like,
I think the sweet spot is he wants the dollar index down to like 80 or 70. Maybe 70 is the sweet spot he's looking for.
We don't know the sweet spot. That's the thing. So that's why it's tricky. But why does it go up? As I told you, because if people buy your products, they're going to have to buy it with your currency. So that if you are the one giving people the products, then your currency will boom. Because we're literally buying your currency in order to give it back to you so that we can get your product. It's amazing. Oh, that's right.
I don't think this guy really knows what he's doing, to be honest.
Trump?
Yeah, he's clueless. He's just going with the flow.
But I think he knows what he's doing. But there's there's many ways it could go wrong. I mean, I see what he's doing. But that is an issue. Like, what do you do with the debt situation? That's what killed the market. But okay, like, it is a tough one. It is a very tough position. But that's why he's saying, okay, let's then create the External Revenue Agency. There's a reason why he's creating that. But then it's not the Americans who have to pay tax to pay for these things. Now the foreigners will do this. So that's a cope. That's not an ideal thing to do, but it's something that's needed. Now other countries will go bankrupt because of it. Like, that's a funny part. Go bankrupt, everyone goes bankrupt. That's the thing. Yeah, it's a World War scenario. I believe it.
I mean, other countries will try to find new sources for their products, right? Like they'll try. Nothing can really replace America, right? There's no other country that can just endlessly print money to keep running these huge trade deficits and just keep importing huge volumes from the rest of the world.
Yet, nothing replaces America yet. I wouldn't say nothing replaces America.
At some point, China will replace America.
They'd love to replace America. I don't think they can anytime soon, but they would love to replace America, yeah.
The thing with these Apple tariffs is, if Apple starts shifting its manufacturing here, we're looking at $1,000 iPhones.
Where?
He said he's going to tariff Apple 25% if they don't ship their manufacturing to the U.S.
But their manufacturing is in China and they're moving it to India, no?
Yeah, he said to stop investing in India and move it to the U.S.
Yes, so that 25% is if they stay in India.
Yeah, 25% if they stay in India. So then, add 25 to like $1,100. You're looking at maybe a $1,400, $1,500 iPhone. You shift it to the US, it's going to end up being a $5,000 iPhone.
I mean, I see what he's doing, and I agree with it. If he couples it with deregulation, I haven't seen deregulation yet. I haven't seen it. So then, if that's the case, then you're punishing the companies. Why would I create in the US? You're just making it more expensive for me to create elsewhere. To the point where I come and do it in the US where it's very expensive. Why don't you deregulate? Can come, So deregulation is very needed. He said he would do things like that. I haven't seen anything personally, but I haven't been paying so much attention on that. Not gonna lie. Although I am an Apple shareholder. Shit. That's right. I don't think Apple can go down.
My bias is towards gold. The thing is, I wish I had more. I don't have enough.
Yeah, me too. I wish I had more. I don't want to buy gold now. I think it's too expensive. When things calm down a little bit, I think gold will drop a little bit. Plus, when the war with Russia ends and there's business, Trump wants to do business with Russia and all of that stuff, like Russians have a lot of gold and that's just going to be gold that is no longer sanctioned, and I think gold will go down. That's why I wanted to buy a shit ton of it in 2023. Actually, that was my plan. Then before that, the war happened.
Why would Russia sell their gold? I wouldn't count on that. They don't trust the system anymore.
They would sell gold to make a lot of the biggest gold reserve in Siberia. They found out, that's why I'm telling you 2023, because that's when they're starting to mine. So this is relatively a new thing, but there's the war. Otherwise I would buy a shit ton. I would love to go to Russia, buy the shit ton of gold, and then just I would love to do that, yeah. But you don't have to buy Russian gold. It's just cheaper for you to buy it. But wherever you're at, the price of oil will dip. If the Russians bombard the market with gold, then the price of gold will dip. And that's when you buy it. So I would say after the war is done, I would give it half a year. Something like that. I mean, you're going to have to keep an eye. That's just what it is.
Oh man, I just burned some tax papers because I don't want to throw it in the trash cans. And there's so much.
That's right. That's right. Well, anyway, motherfuckers, I got a meeting at 3 p.m. I gotta go prepare. I'll see you guys later.
All right, take it easy.
white dude.
You is me. Me, who's you? I love that. That's such a fucking mind fuck to me.
Sorry, you're wasting time. That's what it is.
That's right. That's right, Randy.
Sorry?
That's right.
That's right.
Nice. Amazing. Amazing. So when does the Shabbos begin?
I thought you were gonna ask. I thought you were gonna ask when to start studying.
Nah, that's right. Oh, Rico? Never. Summer Shabbos. So does it start on Friday night? When the fuck does it start?
When the sun sets.
On Friday night?
Yes, up until the sun sets on Saturday.
That's right.
Because the Jews are lunar.
But the Sabbath for Christians is Sunday, right?
Yes, because that's a day of purification.
So what the fuck is their difference? Since apparently we're from them.
Well, you know how
really good guides.
I'll tell you. You know how we say God rested on the seventh day, right? And so when did Jesus resurrect? He resurrected on the day right after Shabbos. On Shabbos he rested. Hence, like I told Shabbos situation is about the burial of Christ.
Thank you. Thanks.
It's like